create a spark. The way the light shifts. Friend, in this room, it reminds me not of dawn nor dusk, but of that liminal hour, caught between what was and what will be. That's where we dwelt, my companions and I, in the shadow of the Codex Vitae Immortalis. Not its true name, of course, for even to speak that would invite complications. We called it the Book of Threads. We sought patterns, you see, the hidden currents beneath the visible. We thought we were just scholars, tracing forgotten glyphs. It was a cold room, always, the kind where the air itself felt heavy with forgotten whispers. We were on the 8th passage, the one that spoke of the motes of unseen weaving, a formula, cryptic and vague, describing a compound to align the lesser currents. Lysander, bless his impatient heart, was convinced it was metaphor. He scoffed, leaned over the crumbling parchment, and as he did, a faint film of residue, adhering to the brittle page, the very dust of ages perhaps, or something far older, fell from his sleeve, and without a thought, a flick of his wrist, he brushed it from the table. A tiny cloud, not even a sigh in the air, a breath of chalk, a whisper of grit. No one noticed. Not then. How could they? A simple act. But the very next morning, Lysander, who had been struggling for weeks on a particular translation, woke with the solution fully formed, every inflection, every lost syllable, clear as a bell. He spoke of a dream, vivid and precise. Coincidence, we said, a breakthrough. Then Elara, whose funding had been slashed, received an anonymous donation, precisely the sum needed, no more, no less, from an obscure foundation she'd never heard of. Her path, she declared, had finally found its true channel. And me, I began to see them, not just in dreams, but in the waking world. The threads, faint, shimmering lines, connecting moments, people, events. At first, it was like looking at a tapestry from the back, confusing, beautiful in its complexity. The changes grew, subtle at first, then insistent. The Book of Threads, which had been so resistant, began to yield its secrets with a frightening ease. The solutions to our academic quandaries appeared not through diligent study, but as if plucked from the ether. We began to speak of guidance, of the currents aligning for us. Lysander became obsessed with a particular branch of the text, neglecting all else. Elara pursued her newfound benefactor with a single-minded intensity that bordered on reverence, neglecting her own family. And I saw the threads tighten. The tapestry, once a beautiful chaos, began to warp. Oh, the power of knowing where the threads led. To pluck one here, to tug another there, a delicious temptation. The academic pursuit became something else entirely. We were no longer scholars. We were practitioners. It was Cale, always the most meticulous, who finally saw it. He found a footnote, almost erased, in a later, more chilling passage of the grimoire. It spoke of the pulvis fatale, the dust of destinies, not merely to align, the ancient hand had scrawled, but to bind, to twist the lesser strands into the greater current, that the vessel might serve the weaver. The formula for this dust, Cale realized, matched the subtle mineral traces, the faint botanical signature of the residue Lysander had brushed away. It wasn't just any dust. It was ground astrum nocturnum, harvested under the blood moon, mixed with the ash of pyrewood from the unchosen, and the loam from a grave left nameless. It was a compulsion, a sympathetic resonance, a spell, silently cast without intent, but with devastating effect. We had not found our paths. They had been forged for us. Lysander, his path aligned, completed his translation, but the text he produced was not the benevolent history we had sought. It was a manifesto, a litany of sacrifice, a grimoire of enslavement. He preached its words now, his eyes burning with a zealotry that was not his own. Ilara, her path secured, found her benefactor, an entity, not a man, whose patronage demanded a terrible, unending service. She serves it still, her laughter now a hollow echo, her eyes knowing too much. And I saw the threads too clearly. I tried to unweave them, to cut them, but the dust had settled too deep. It binds me to this telling, to this confession. My path is now to warn, to whisper, to be the oracle of what can happen. When the smallest act ignites the greatest change, I am the testament. The threads of my own life, once a vibrant skein, now pull taut towards this very moment, towards you, my listener. I cannot escape it. My words are not my own. They are the consequence.